Hey everyone, welcome to a new video of my multiplayer server. In this video I will show you everything that was built in round 31. Now, round 31 was a special round once again. That's because people were not allowed to use any scenery. So if you look here at the scenery tab, you can only see some path objects like benches and stuff. But other than that, there's no other tabs. People could not use anything else. So everything that was built on the plots had to be made using just normal landscaping, paths and track pieces and shops. So yeah, I knew this would be a very tough round, which probably not too many people would be interested in, because this was very challenging. So instead of the normal 16, I only made 8 plots. And in the end 7 people actually joined, of which 6 had a sort of completed plot. Anyway, as you can see, it's an empty plot here. Here was the plot made by General Camo, which I did not include in the voting, so people couldn't rate this one because it's just too unfinished. So there's 6 completed plots in the end. So I will just go over them one by one, and I'll start with the one that got the lowest score. Alright, here in 6th place we have this plot made by Raider2022. He made this oil rig. I'm not actually sure if this was finished, probably needed some water under it, and yeah, it just generally looks like it's left in an unfinished state. It does have a nice coaster here. It's an inverted coaster. I think it gets launched. It just has a really fast lift hill change speed, so that's probably how it gets launched through the layout. There's some inversions here going all around the oil rig, but yeah, like I said, the plot just looks a bit unfinished, so that's also why it got last place. I do like these support structures that he made. Also this go-kart track around the oil rig is quite cool, and you can see some walls that he made here using maze pieces. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, overall it probably could have used a bit more attention. Alright, here in 5th place we have this plot made by Julia Mild. Let me use the cutaway view just so we can focus on this plot and not everything that's around it. Alright, that's better. So yeah, just like the previous one, this plot actually looks a little bit unfinished. Yeah, Julia Mild said in the description, this was not really their thing, and it's yeah, it's quite visible to see. Oh yeah, you can see some mountains here with all these this castle made of entrances and exits. That's actually quite a cool trick. So yeah, if you have track texture, if you have no scenery available but you still want to make buildings, you can simply use copy and paste entrances and exits using the tile inspector, and that way you can still make some cool looking buildings. Also the buildings over here, they were made with different shops. Take this noodle stall, I'm not sure it's called, and I think this is I have no idea, but it's one of the Asian style shops. There's some mechanics walking around here. I don't know why they're here. And there's actually 2 coasters on this plot, which share the same track for quite a big part of the track, and actually go in opposite directions. That's actually really cool. I'm not sure if this is the most, well, not the most realistic type, but it's actually really nice to watch. This coaster actually does travel through the track, so yeah, that's a shame, but it's nice to see them go head on with each other. That's pretty cool. Here's some custom supports, but yeah, overall the plot just looks a little bit unfinished. But yeah, like I said before, this was a really tough round, because building without scenery really is not very easy. Alright, let's go to the plot that got 4th place. Alright, here we have the plot that got 4th place. This one was actually made by me. I was really happy I got 4th place with this, because I built this plot in just 4 hours, or 3 or 4 hours, on the day of the deadline. So I'm actually really happy with what I could put together in that short amount of time. So yeah, basically I made this church. Started with the inside. So here you can see some stained glass windows. I actually made these using abstract entrances or exits. Maybe they were actually roller coaster track pieces. But yeah, if you choose the abstract station style, the roller coaster gets glass around it, and then by choosing a color scheme you can actually color the glass. So I used that, then I put some observation tower track pieces in front with vertical coaster track pieces on top to make these arches, and they're surrounded by entrances or right exits in the castle style, and here's a station in the castle style as well, just to make the lower part. Also I put everything on some brick maze pieces, and I put some more brick maze pieces on top here, just to finish everything. I made a launched coaster. Let me quickly rotate it. It gets launched right here into the mountain, travels under the church, then pops up here, and here you can see it travels over the top hat, which pops out of the roof of the church. Then it goes underground, it pops out here, and then it travels through the cobra roll, and then underground it does a turnaround before it reaches the brakes. And here for the lower part of the church, I just put some flying saucer track pieces just to make a path here. I used river rapids for some stairs. Then I made a little entrance using right exits, and then with monorail pieces I made a little wall around it. And here, just to make some plants, I put some hedge maze pieces here. And of course I made some towers here. So yeah, again, right exits with some wooden coaster track pieces stacked on top of each other here. And here on the corners of the tower, I actually copied a part of the park entrance and put it on top. I think it works really well as a tower piece. So yeah, if you're making buildings in your own park and you don't want to use custom objects, using the park entrance actually works really well for some buildings. You can simply go to the tile inspector and just copy this piece of the park entrance, and you can paste it anywhere. It works really well if you use it well. Now I also put some curved wooden coaster pieces here on this corner of the church, and I made the roof using wooden coaster pieces and ghost train track. Well, I used another little trick here. This is actually not a custom path, but what I did here is that I placed some queue line pieces, and well, you can probably see it better if I open it in Tile Inspector. So first I put a normal path here, I made it invisible, then I placed a queue line piece somewhere, and on the queue line piece I connected 3 path edges. Doesn't really matter which ones you choose. But yeah, when you do that, I'll show you right here. So let's make a queue path piece here. So I'm holding control now, clicking it, and now for the queue line piece you can see no edges are connected, but when I connect 2 edges, well, now it's a normal queue path. So if I connect like this, it's a queue path with a bend in it. But if you connect 3 edges of the queue path, well, normally you're not supposed to get a queue path like that, but if you do, then the path on top disappears and you're only left with the supports. So yeah, I actually used that here. So I put a normal path, made it invisible, and then pasted this one on top. So then you are left with this, and the guests just treat it like a normal path. I think it works quite well here. It's just a trick that I wanted to show off in my entry. Alright, well, like I said, I'm really happy I got 4th place with this, because I only spent a little amount of time on it. Alright, here we have the entry that got 3rd place. This one was made by Supra The Hedgehog, and damn, he spent a lot of time on his plot. And I almost felt bad if I would actually win the round with my 3 hours, but his plot actually looks really good. Let me use cutaway view. So yeah, what immediately pops out on this plot is the great buildings that he made. So yeah, these walls, in OpenRCT2 Tycoon 2 you can actually import the wall styles from RC Tycoon 1. So yeah, that's what he used here to make the base of the buildings. So yeah, as you can see, by lowering or raising the ground, these walls actually become higher and lower. So yeah, that's a nice trick to use. Other than that, you can see lots of, I think these are just station pieces. Also lots of right exits, right entrances. Also, I really love how he did these supports. These are track pieces. I think they're from the air-powered vertical coaster, but yeah, they work really well as supports. So yeah, you can just make one of those tracks and just copy this vertical part, and you can paste it anywhere. Sort of looks like a ladder, but as you can see, it also works really well as supports. I might copy these tricks in some of the future parks that I will build. I really like the way this looks. Other than that, just track pieces everywhere. There's lots of flying saucer track here. I don't even know how he made this. Oh wait, this is one of the RC Tycoon 1 wall edges, of course. Yeah, it's this one. So yeah, really good usage of these walls. Yeah, just track pieces everywhere. You can see this inverted roller coaster that he made, which travels throughout the plot. I think it's really well executed. Again, some great supports here to support the loop. Generally, just love all the support work in this plot. Yeah, it's really believable how this coaster is supported. Also, some really nice, a really nice arch here on top of the building, made with air-powered vertical coaster track. He also used some boats here for flowers. I actually don't think it's that it looks that convincing, but yeah, with it's probably the best thing you can get next to real, if there's no real flowers available as scenery. And of course there's this cool ride. It's one of those swinging rides that travel up a tower and then travel downwards again. Let me see if I can actually get it to run. It still says waiting for passengers. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with this ride. It's probably broken down. Yeah. Let me fix the ride, and so yeah, you can see it will actually travel upwards now. Let me speed it up a little bit. And then after that we'll travel downwards again. I think it's the closest you will get to mimicking one of these really existing rides on a tower. I think it's really well executed. So yeah, I think this is a really good plot. Some weird design choices. Well, yeah, like I said, the flowers. I personally don't really think it works. And I have no idea what these rotating thingies are here on the side of the building. But yeah, overall, a really nice looking plot. Alright, then here we have the plot that got second place. This one was made by Mamarillas. Let me use the cutaway view here. So yeah, he made this really messy plot, but the theme here was alien abduction or something similar. So yeah, there's this really cool triple launch coaster that goes around the plot here. So it gets launched here out of the ground. It's called Mama Defender. So yeah, it gets launched up here, but without enough speed to make it over the hill. Then it travels backwards here over the spike, and then the launch actually gives it enough speed to just make it over the hill there. The next coaster actually already gets launched right behind it. That's probably quite tight. And here it travels underground again. But yeah, what I really like is how well he stuck to the theme in this plot, being aliens and stuff. You can see a big UFO here. I really like how he made these Virginia rail cars travel around it. That actually gives quite a cool effect. Also like how he made the top of this UFO. He actually made some smoke effects here. That's actually really cool. I didn't actually see this before. That's probably this train going around here. So that's really cleverly executed. So yeah, I'm not sure actually how it goes around in circles here, but it probably has to do with the fact that it's in boat hire mode. So we probably just put it at the end of the track here, and then it probably does this strange behavior at the end of the track. Other than that, I like how we put all these cars here at an angle. That's pretty well done. Some more smoke effects here. Also really like this helicopter that he made. So yeah, he made full use of all the track texture that you could make. And I think in the end it's all very believable. So yeah, really nice plot. Okay, and here we get to the plot that got first place. This one was made by Skiffa, and damn, this looks awesome. So yeah, he went for Asian style. Well, one thing that immediately pops out to me is these really cool looking walls. So yeah, he used all these monorail track pieces and combined them with these, well, I think they're ride entrances, exits, with a maze piece on top. And they have a shop on top of them with a nice roof. And damn, this is just really well executed. I love how he made these walls. Also on the other side, the walls are different, but they're also really cool. I love these arches which he used to put the shops on top of. So yeah, these things are all shops. But yeah, this is just so well executed. I love everything I see here. Again, lots of brick maze pieces here on the edge. Yeah, there's just a lot which I didn't even know was possible with track texture. So here's an Asian style building in the corner. I love how he used these curved steep wooden coaster track pieces to make these sides on the roof. Damn, there's just so much cool stuff to look at. Here's a swinging ride, just a custom flat ride. I think that's even shoestringed. Yeah, you can see a coaster travel underground here. So yeah, this plot really has everything. So a coaster here which travels vertically upwards and travels through the loop, then continues on. So it's actually a vertical wooden coaster using side friction coaster track. Here you can see a little crane. That's also quite cool. I guess it supports this ride. This ride's what's called Skiffa's Broken Heart. Oh, that's quite sad. And there's this wheel here. Not sure what it is, but I'm sure it's track texture because there's no guests riding it. Alright, that was all for this round. Not too many people joined, but I for sure liked watching everyone build all these things. And it's really amazing the kind of stuff you can make in this game without using scenery. It's It's really really well done. Well, the next round will probably be a normal round again, just so we get the full amount of players joining again and more completed plots. But yeah, this was definitely one crazy round. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you again in the next one. See you later.